Good morning, fantasy football fans everywhere. Welcome to the Ridge Records Fantasy Football 2021 Week 13 recap video. I am your host, the media. And without further ado, let's get right into Week 13 results. Totally forgot. Disclaimer. This is a comedy. So if you're my employer, future coworker, friend, colleague, maybe not know me yet, maybe know my wife and children, this probably isn't for you if you can't laugh at yourself. So, the comments, opinions expressed herein probably aren't even the opinions or comments that people who say them say they are. Remember, not safe for children, not safe for work, probably not even safe for home. But, you get the idea, don't sue me, comedy. Back to your regularly programmed program. We had an exciting week with several of the games coming down to Monday night's matchup. Final results had the media defeating Social Justice Warrior 128 to 81 points. Championships for Miles got destroyed by the Booty Lickers. Not really destroyed, but you know what I mean. Championship for Miles put up 72.98 points. That's the league's low score for the week. And Booty Lickers put up 87 points to take home that win. Gender Unicorn fell to missing by Young Ho 104 to 116 points. Raider Nation and the Roster Baiters had an incredible matchup. Raider Nation put up 122.74 points. Roster Baiters put up 123.12 points. And if you do the math on that, that is a difference of 0.38 points. So that was a very tight game. Unfortunately, Raider Nation could have taken home the victory if they would have started any other running back. Bayside Tigers spanked Jags 156.12 to 107 points. That's the league's high score for the week. Congratulations, team owner of Bayside Tigers. And in the game of the week, another tight matchup. We had Nut and Butt Sacks falling to Team Suckaditka 105 to 108 points. There are a few things that these results did that I want to talk about. One, the media has proven that they are strong enough to defeat both the pharmaceutical companies and the woke mob this week. So good job to the media, if only media in real life was this good. Secondly, Team Suckaditka set the record for most regular season wins this week with their 11th victory of the season. Congratulations to team owner of Suckaditka. Very good job this season, sir. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to be enough because I'm going to beat you in the playoffs. Let's get right into the standings. Week 13 results leave our standings with Team Suckaditka firmly at the top in first place. Even if they lose this week, they will still be in first place regardless of anyone else's outcomes because of that regular season record. So they will receive a bye in the first week of the playoffs in the winner's bracket. That's huge for them, and congratulations again. Nut and Butt Sacks and the media are second and third place with the matching score. If Nut and Butt Sacks lose and the media wins this week, or if the media's score is enough bigger than Nut and Butt Sacks and they both win, then the media can move into second place. So second place is not secured yet by Team Nut and Butt Sacks. Bayside Tigers is in fourth. They round out those teams that are guaranteed to make it into the winner's bracket. So congratulations to all four of those team owners for making it into the winner's circle. Roster Baiters and Raiders Nation round out fifth and sixth place. Those are the ones that are going to go to the playoffs. Fifth and sixth place, Roster Baiters and Raider Nation do not have a lock on the playoffs. Technically, seventh Jags, eighth Smith and My Young Ho, and ninth the Booty Lickers can possibly make it into the playoffs with a win this weekend, depending on how things fall out. Although some of those, the Booty Lickers, would be an incredible stretch of the imagination because of the points for category that's the tiebreaker in our league. Gender Unicorn still holding on to 10th place, Social Justice Warrior in 11th, and firmly in the caboose position, you have Championships for Miles. With that, Championships for Miles could move into 11th place if Social Justice Warrior loses and Championships for Miles wins. So, final spot is not yet secured as of the regular season ending this week. So, not that it matters, but something to think about if you don't want to be called a loser for the rest of your life. So there are your standings. One thing I wanted to throw in here at this juncture was that This game is 90% luck, 10% skill. That 10% skill has to do with your draft, kind of, but more so in my humble opinion, it has to do with your ability to pick up players off the waiver wire. For example, I picked up Knox, the tight end for the Buffalo Bills, who's done very well for me, okay? Team owner of Missing My Young Ho is incredibly talented at this, okay? He's very good at the waiver wire, which is why if you look at our history of the league, he has been in second or third place 4 out of the last 5 seasons, and I think he was in second place 3 out of the last 4. So that's consistent results, which you say, hey, that proves its skill. No, that's the 10% skill that really can affect the luck part. However, you look at a guy like me, consistently finishes in the loser's bracket because I'm unlucky. Just happens. But this year, here I am, currently in third, knocking on second place's door in the regular season. That's the luck part, because really, although I'm very good at a lot of things, fantasy football is not one of them. So here it is. To prove that this is 90% luck, I have a picture of the results predicted by Yahoo after draft night. Roll that beautiful bean footage. All right, before we start talking about who makes it into the playoffs too much and who gets left out of the playoffs, we're going to talk about Week 14's matchups. You've got the media playing Raider Nation in what should be a good game. And as I mentioned before, big implications for second place overall position. So the media is fighting for a bye week. Championships from Miles goes up against Missing My Young Ho, what should be an easy win for Missing My Young Ho. Gender Unicorn plays Jags, which should be an easy game on paper, but it's never easy going up against the woke mob. Booty Lickers plays the Roster Baiters. Social Justice Warrior goes up against Sucka Ditka, which again on paper looks like a cakewalk for Sucka Ditka, but that team could come in limp because it doesn't matter. And again, the woke mob is difficult to hold down and subdue. Bayside Tigers plays Nut and Butt Sacks in a huge game for me, the media, because I need Nut and Butt Sacks to lose. So, Bayside Tigers, if you're watching, let's go, Zach. I asked Team Booty Lickers what they were doing to prepare for this week's matchup, considering that a win would get them that sought after bye in the loser's bracket, and as mentioned, not be taking home the loser's trophy. They were a little upset by my question. The gender effing unicorn reassigned my pronouns. That's a wrap for the season. There's no coming back from that. My final job of the season was licking the unethical commissioner's ass, which I did. I'm no longer depriving myself of the sweet, unvaccinated cheeks just to give me the energy to win the loser's bracket. Now, if you would excuse me, Miss Booty Licker is going to go sit on my face. I probably shouldn't have read that last part. I asked team owner of Sucka Ditka about his victory over Nut and Butt Sacks, and if he had any concerns about coming up flaccid against the Social Justice Warriors this week. My team fucking sucks, but thank God for whatever owner of Nut and Butt Sacks was smoking in his vape pen on draft night has finally worn off, and his team fucking sucks even more. I'm not concerned at all about my upcoming battle against Social Justice Warrior, proper pronoun of he, him, son of two moms. We have men playing women's collegiate sports, Alec Baldwin going around killing people, and men on the verge of making the playoffs, driving around the ridge shirtless, shooting fireball in their new Corvette. What the hell has this world turned to? I'll make this guarantee. Whether Team Ditka comes up flaccid or finishes the season rock hard with a victory, either way I'll be pulling down my pants and smacking that two-mom-having, pronoun-loving warrior across the face. God bless America, and God bless the unethical commissioner finishing in last place. Strong comments from team owner of Sucka Ditka. I sat down with team owner Nut and Butt Sacks after his tough loss to Sucka Ditka this week and asked him about his feelings on the matter. It was a tough loss this week. Thought I would deflate a stiff Ditka after a 20-point advantage in the projections, but I was basically sitting over here like, now I have to beat up on this Zach Morris cat to prove I could still make it in this league. Some may think it won't be easy, but it will. I've sent a corrupt file to Mr. Morris's email that will destroy any Excel files he has saved to enhance his performance this week. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win championships and show everyone that team owner of Sucka Ditka really does fucking suck. Thanks to the media's amazingly investigative journalistic talents and abilities, we've acquired this photo of the commissioner hiding out on his roof after last week's video when his wife figured out he was in last place and going to be bringing home the loser's trophy, most likely. Today I'm going to leave you with the unsolicited comment from team owner of Bayside Tigers. He acknowledges that I didn't ask for his comment, but he's getting kicked in the nuts at work. And who am I to begrudge a man who's getting his nuts kicked at work when this is a small piece of joy I can bring to him in this holiday season? While the woke squad of gender unicorn, social justice warrior, and championship for miles is in the rearview mirror will not be participating in our fantasy football playoffs, their wokeness is already being felt. After winning my most recent matchup, I logged into the Twitter to get some fantasy football insight, and what do I see but this headline? Math is racist now? My livelihood as a controller depends on math. What's next, woke squad? Are you coming after the debits and credits as being gender insensitive? Are you going to cancel my spreadsheets as not being inclusive enough? I can't handle this. How can I, a simple red-blooded American male, focus on fantasy football when I may get fired for working in a field that is dependent on math and which has since been deemed racist? After I get fired and am shunned by society, I lose my house and then my wife and kids leave me. And I like my wife and kids and my house. So congrats, woke squad. Even though you didn't win enough games to make the playoffs, you will be impacting the playoffs as I have to go update my resume and possibly look for a new job to keep my family and my house instead of figuring out if I should pick up and stash Rondale Moore on my bench. Yeah, cancel culture's a bitch, but I'd leave Rondale on the bench where he's at because that's a no-go from him. All right, gentlemen, that brings this weekly content to a close. Remember, fantasy football is really all that matters. You've only got a couple weeks left. One more week in the regular season. Then the real fun begins. So, ignore Christmas, ignore Hanukkah, ignore Kwanzaa, ignore your wife and kids. You got 9 more months of the year you can really pay attention to those assholes.